if you know what having a Nigerian passport has done to me, you will understand why I'm happy and why I'm recording this video. So, don't judge me, but I moved to Canada with a 4-month-old and I was pregnant. Yeah, I know, right? So this video today, I'm going to be talking about my experience coming to Canada as an immigrant who is pregnant and who is carrying a baby. So if any of these two applies to you, definitely keep on watching. My name is Mimi and you're welcome back to my channel. In today's video is all about gist, but you know, I don't bring information that you will not find useful. So I'm going to be talking about my pregnancy experience here in Calgary, Alberta, as a new immigrant. What I thought it is versus what I met, right? So I came with a 4-month-old. The biggest challenge with that is that nobody would take a 4-month-old for daycare. So that means I had to be with my 4-month-old at home while trying to look for a job and pregnant at the same time. It was not the easiest. It was so difficult. It's one of the most challenging things that I've had to juggle with in my life, to be honest. So when I discovered that they are not going to take my 4-month-old for daycare, the only option I had was to start looking for jobs that will allow me work from home, because it's a no-brainer. There's nothing I can do. I can't just drop my child. So I started looking for jobs that will let me work from home. Majority of those jobs are there if you are into IT and tech, but if you are like me, transitioning from healthcare administration to, trying to find my way around remote jobs, what you would usually find would be like customer service jobs, those kind of stuff that you can easily do from home. Well, I'm not proud. I don't mind. I took a customer service job while I was pregnant, and but I think what I even wanted to share more in this video is my experience being pregnant here, antenatal to giving birth, because you might be coming to Canada, say you are pregnant but you have a PR, and you're wondering like, how will I be able to juggle my life, or how do I go about it? So I just want to share here. So first, as soon as you land as a PR person, or if you're coming with your open work permit or closed work permit, whatever your status is, even if you're a student, right, you go and get a better card, which would give you access to see doctors. Okay, you get that out of the way first. So all your health visits are covered by that government health card, but medications are not covered. You are the one that any medication that is prescribed to you, you have to pay in the pharmacy. It's not going to be covered. So I got that out of the way. I got my health card. Next thing you need to do is to find a family doctor. You need to find a family doctor ASAP, as soon as possible. And that is not also something that is so easy. So finding a family doctor can be difficult because of, obviously, there's a huge shortage. It's not news. As soon as you find a family doctor, it's very important because you can't start seeing a gynecology here in Alberta. I don't know about other provinces, but you cannot jump to seeing a gynecologist without seeing a family doctor first. So your family doctor needs to see you up until you are 18 weeks, then recommend you to the hospital that you'll be giving birth, which means recommending you to your gynecologist eventually, right? So it's very important that you get that done. Find it as soon as possible. Just find it, because there's a huge shortage. I think it's not even news. There's a huge shortage of healthcare workers in Canada. So finding a family doctor should be like your top priority, right? So as soon as you find your family doctor, after the 18 weeks, after your 18 weeks of pregnancy, your family doctor will then transfer you or refer you to your gynecologist, and you continue your care from there. So from your gynae, another thing that I found that is quite strange, because some of us from Nigeria, I didn't have any child in Nigeria, but I had friends who had kids in Nigeria. Like the place you do scan is in the hospital, right? But like in Dubai where I moved from, the hospital where you do your blood test, scan, the place, and your gynae visits will all be in one building, right? But here, if I'm to do a lab test, I have to go to a better laboratory, you know, like, and if I'm to go and see my doctor, is a different location. If I'm to go to do scan, I might have to drive 30 minutes away from the hospital to the scan place, which was really, really strange. But yeah, it is what it is. That's something that I felt was quite weird, but I mean, this is my experience here in Alberta. So as soon as you get all of that out of the way, normal thing, you start preparing for your baby. In my experience, I didn't pay for anything. I did not pay my entire betting from delivery to okay. So the thing is, I didn't pay anything, and is even if you are done, I had a normal delivery, but even if it is C-section, you wouldn't have to pay anything, and that's a huge plus, guys. You don't pay anything. Hospital visit is covered. Your stay in the hospital, if you had a surgery, all of those are covered. Although another thing that I felt was weird is that here in Alberta, you have to share a room with another mother. Okay, so, and if you want to have the room all to yourself, you have to pay for it. And even if you have money to pay for it, to pay for a room, you know, when you give birth, you might not want to share your privacy with anybody now. But even if you have the money to pay for that, it also depends on availability. So if they have a lot of mothers giving birth, you, even with your money, you will not be able to pay to have a private room. You will still have to share room. Luckily for me, the day I gave birth, there weren't so many women giving birth that day, so I had the whole room to myself. But as soon as I walked into the room, I could tell that this room was supposed to be for two, because there are two beds there, and since I was the first, I got the window view and all of that. But again, I didn't share. But just have that at the back of your mind, that if you're someone that like your privacy, you might want to pay to have the room all to yourself. This is my experience in the hospital I gave birth. I wouldn't want to mention their name, but I have to say that the care is excellent. It was amazing. My entire betting, from the nurses that triaged me to all the nurses, the anesthesiologists, the midwives, the gynecologists, the doctors, even I had a nurse student as well that was there that particular day. These people were just awesome. I think they are particularly trained to just keep you in a good mood, you know. Centimeter, and I'm still talking.
Auntie?
You want is someone who is rude. These people, they were professional. The hospital that I used were, I don't know, like, I had an amazing experience, guys. I give them 5-star over. Like, there's nothing I would change. They were about, from the day that I gave birth to the day that I left the hospital, which was, I just stayed a day in the hospital. Thankfully, I had no complication. There was nothing. So they were like, if you don't want to be here, you want to go home, we can discharge you. I'm like, yeah, I'd rather go home. But I'm just saying that from that, I had, if I'm not even mistaken, I think I had up to 15 nurses, or even, if not more, like, they were just changing shift. That would just come and change me. Like, I don't know how to say wholesome. Like, my experience giving birth here in Canada, the care, the people, the hospital, amazing, and you don't get to pay anything. So anyway, post that. So I'm talking as an immigrant now. So after all of that, I wanted to quickly, I'm not even hiding it, I wanted to quickly just get my child's birth certificate, because you don't get that from the hospital. You have to go home, apply for it online, get my child's birth certificate, and process my child's passport. So when I got home, I waited for about a month or so, and then I just decided, my husband and I decided to apply for our birth certificate, because without the birth certificate, you won't be able to apply for the child citizenship, the passport, right? So to get a passport and to get the citizenship done required, like, is so simple. It's very, very easy. So you apply for your birth certificate, you wait, they deliver it to your house. You take that birth certificate, you pick a form, you go and print the form for passport application, which in some stores here like Shoppers Drug Mart, they print it and keep it there, but you can print it on your own on the website. Fill it out. One person can take it to any Service Canada office and apply for the child's passport. I took it myself because my husband was working on that particular day. I went there. You can book an appointment to go to any Service Canada location, or you can go there as a walk-in. I went there as a walk-in. I didn't spend even 30 minutes and it was done. Another thing that I would like to share is that you don't even have to take your baby there for the passport, as long as you have your child's birth certificate. You can just go to any Service Canada, a proof that you are the parent. So there are two birth certificates. One is the one that will have just the child's information, and the other one is the one that will have the child's information and the parent's information. So there are two birth certificates. Go there. They asked me, where is the baby? I said the baby is at home. I was not comfortable to bring the baby because she didn't have a vaccine at the time, which was strange also. So that BCG injection that they give to newborn, which is, I think is important I mention here, when I had my son in Dubai, they gave to him before we left the hospital. But here we had to take the child 2 months after to go and get the vaccine. So I was not comfortable to take her outside. I was not comfortable to expose her to it. So I just told them that I'm not comfortable bringing the child out at that time, and the baby is at home. And that was all the question they asked me. You need to go there with a photograph. There's a particular dimension of passport photograph, which if you go to any photo studio, they already know. Because when I took my baby to the photo studio that we use, I just said it's for passport and they knew the dimension. They even have a way that they will lie the child down and it look as if the child is standing up. They have all those things sorted out for you. It was easy. I paid for the passport application fee. It was cheap as well. I put the amount, I can't even remember, but I'll Google it and put it here. I paid for the passport fee. They told me it's gonna take between 10 to 20 business days, and I'm like, that's okay. But if you're traveling and you have evidence, like a ticket that I'm traveling, they'll consider you urgent and you might get it in 2-3 days. But for me, I'm like, I'm not traveling, it's fine. I don't have to lie that I'm traveling. I'm just gonna book a ticket. It's not like we're going anywhere. So yeah, I did the normal one, and exactly 15 or 20 days, or it was less than, actually around 2 weeks or so, they brought the passport. If you know what having a Nigerian passport has done to me, you will understand why I'm happy and why I'm recording this video. You see, this child did not write IELTS. This child did not do WES verification. This child did not have proof of fund. But he got citizenship before me. Anyway, that is my experience. So I'll just say that if you're coming here with a child, just have it at the back of your mind that if you don't already have professions that would make it easy for you to get a job that you can do from home, start transitioning small into those kind of, because you will not be able to, there's nothing you can do. Nobody is going to take a child that is small from you. But if you're coming with a child who's already like school age, then you don't have this kind of problem. But start gradually looking into all these tech jobs, all these project management, data analytics, anything that you know that if you are looking for a job, they can allow you to do either. It can even be hybrid, right? They might allow you to do hybrid, or they might give you full-time remote, or if not, it's going to just be like customer service kind of job. So this is my experience right now. Before I end this video, I'm just going to say that even if you do those customer service jobs, it's because it's important that you work while you are pregnant if you are new in Canada. Why? So I'm sure you heard that Canada gives you 1 year maternity leave, right? That 1 year maternity leave is if you've earned at least 600 working hours while before you give birth, or if you can meet that 600 hours. So you still have 12 weeks after you give birth to also apply for maternity benefit, that EI, right? Unemployment insurance. But to qualify for that, you need to have massed at least 600 hours of work, and it does not matter what kind of work. It can be a customer service job, it can be a minimum wage job, it can be a professional job. Just make sure that before you give birth, or 12 weeks from the time you give birth, you can meet 600 hours. Because imagine staying at home taking care of your child for 1 year because no daycare will take the child from you, and you're not making any money because government will not pay you because you don't qualify, right? Meanwhile, while you're pregnant, you can just be picking that your 88 hours shifts, even if it's, customer, it doesn't matter, it could be a minimum wage job. But as soon as you give birth, because trust me, childbirth is hard, it's really hard. Healing, taking care of a newborn is not the simplest task. So imagine doing that with zero income, nothing coming in, and it's just only one partner, maybe like only your husband. It's not the easiest. It's actually difficult. We have to tell ourselves the truth. So don't just, I know sometimes because back home we have people, we have our mothers or aunties that will just be there to take care. Here you cannot be doing, I'm pregnant. You're pregnant, you're not sick. And God will not let you be sick when you're pregnant. I pray that yours will be smooth, and I pray that you have a good experience, because some women are actually sick when they're pregnant. But I'm saying that if you have the energy, if you have strength, if God has given you good health, manage, try and get that 600 hour. It's important that you get it, because while you're at home taking care of your child, at least you'll be getting money from the government, and they pay that money weekly because they know that you need it. Have I been talking for too long? Yes, I have. This is part 1, guys. And that is all I have to say in this one. So if this made sense to you, please encourage me by putting a comment in. Let me know if it's useful, or ask me a question, or anything you think that I didn't cover. You can let me know also in the comment section down below. Until next video, guys, thank you. And I want to say a huge thank you because, guys, I'm approaching 14,000 subscribers. You don't know what that means. That means a lot to me. God bless you guys. Thank you so much, and see you in my next video.